This is the AIVOLT 1600W super quiet inverter generator. My first thought picking it up was honestly, no way this much power comes in something this light. It's 28 pounds, shaped like a small suitcase, and the handle sits right where it should. I can carry it one-handed without it bumping into my leg, which already changes how often I'm willing to bring a generator along. Key features that stood out to me are the quiet operation, the clean inverter power, and how simple the controls are. It's rated 16.0 starting watts and 1,260 running watts. That means it will handle small surges when motors kick on, but it's built for loads under about 1,200 watts steady. The inverter part matters because it produces a pure sine wave with less than 3% THD, which is clean power, so I feel good plugging in laptops, camera batteries, a CPAP, and my phone without using a bulky surge strip. The engine is a 60cc 4-stroke OHV, air-cooled, copper windings, and it has an eco switch that lowers RPM when the load is light to save fuel and reduce noise. Noise-wise, AIVOLT says 57 dBA at 23 feet, and from my experience that checks out. In eco at a light load, it's a soft hum, easy to talk over. Under heavier loads, it's still comfortable and far quieter than open-frame units, but the tone gets higher and you definitely know it's working. The control panel is straightforward. Two 120V20A outlets, a USB-A and a USB-C port, 3 status lights for output/overload/low oil, and an hour meter that's way more useful than I expected for staying on top of maintenance. There's also parallel capability if you buy the kit, so 2 of these can team up for more power. Safety is covered with a co-sensor that shuts the unit down if it detects unsafe carbon monoxide levels, along with low oil shutdown and overload protection. Emissions-wise, it meets EPA and ANSI/PGMA G300-2018 standards. My setup experience was mostly smooth with one hiccup, the oil fill. Like a lot of suitcase-style generators, the oil port is tucked in and horizontal. The included short funnel is better than nothing, but I still made a mess the first time. What works for me is a long-neck flexible funnel, a couple rags underneath, and a slight tilt. Don't overfill. If oil gets into the air box, you'll see white smoke and it won't run right until you clean it up. The fuel cap vent also matters. You need to open it so the tank can breathe or the engine will starve after a few minutes. The start selector is a single dial that handles fuel, choke, and run. I like it because it reduces the chance of forgetting a step. With warm weather fuel and 10W-30 oil, mine usually lights on the first or second pull. On noise and vibration, it sits stable on its rubber feet and doesn't walk on concrete. With no load in eco, it's quiet enough that it fades into the background of a campsite. When I plug in heavier stuff, I can hear the pitch rise, but it stays civilized. Load testing is where the 1260W running limit keeps you honest. Charging a laptop, phone, and a camera battery bank at the same time is no problem. A CPAP plus a phone charger ran overnight in eco easily. My drip coffee maker around 900W was fine and still left me some headroom. A small microwave labeled 700W cooking power drew closer to 1100W at the wall. It ran, but the overload light flickered on startup, and I turned eco off to avoid that initial sag. A space heater on low, about 750W, was okay. On high, it overloaded immediately. My 5000 BTU window AC started and ran, but I had to dedicate the generator to it and make sure nothing else was plugged in. Hair dryer on high, no chance. On low, it's okay. If you expect to run big heat or a larger AC, the parallel option makes more sense. Eco mode is great for sipping fuel, but there's a small catch. When a big load hits suddenly, there's a brief lag as the engine spins up. Most devices don't care, but UPS units and a few sensitive gadgets might beep or switch to battery for a second. I just flip eco off when I'm starting anything with a motor or heating element, then turn it back on once the load is steady. Fuel economy has been solid. At light loads, I'm getting all-night runtime that lines up with the spec of up to 8 hours at 25% load. Pushing it hard, runtime drops fast and you'll refill more often. The tank itself is compact, which is part of why the unit stays so light. For camping and quick outages, I'll take that trade. Cold starts taught me a couple things. In my opinion, if you're below about 40 degrees F, swap to 5W-30 synthetic so it cranks easier. Give the choke a proper pull and be gentle with the recoil handle since plastic gets brittle in the cold. I've also had better luck storing it dry between uses. Run the carb bowl empty or use ethanol-free fuel if you can find it. That and a fuel stabilizer keeps the tiny jets from gumming up. Maintenance is basic, but you want the right tools. The first oil change came fast, and again, that funnel trick saved me from another mess. Spark plug access is easy through a top panel. I checked mine around 50 hours and it was fine after a quick clean and regap. If you lose power under load after a lot of hours, check the little spark arrestor screen at the muffler. It can clog and choke performance. Clean it and power usually comes back. Reliability so far has been good for me. I'm past the break-in, several camping weekends, a few backyard power trials, and a short outage at home. No surprise failures. I've seen a few owners mention inverter or rectifier issues online after 50-100 hours where the engine runs but no power is produced. I haven't hit that, but it's something I keep in mind with any budget-friendly inverter generator. AIVOLT support answered my email questions quickly, and the unit comes with a 2-year warranty and lifetime tech support. Just know you're more likely to handle simple fixes yourself or by mail instead of walking into a local service center. Portability is the standout. I can stash it in a trunk corner on a garage shelf or an RV bay without rearranging everything. The handle is comfortable with gloves and the balance is right under that grip. That alone means I actually bring it along for tailgates and day trips instead of leaving it behind. From my experience, the AIVOLT 1600W is all about clean, quiet power in a super manageable package. It won't run everything in your house and it's not for daily job site abuse, but it shines for camping, tailgating, light home backup, and charging sensitive electronics. It's perfect for folks who value low weight, low noise, and reasonable fuel use over max output. In my opinion, the power price makes sense, especially if you're realistic about that 1260W running limit and willing to treat the maintenance steps with a little care. The hour meter, USB ports, co-sensor, and the easy start dial make it friendly for first-time generator owners too. I'd recommend this for anyone who needs quiet, portable power for under 1200W of steady load. Think fridge management during an outage, coffee in the morning, lights and chargers at camp, a CPAP overnight, or a small workshop setup with low-draw tools. If your list includes a 1500W space heater on high, a big hair dryer, or a larger AC, either step up in size or plan on running 2 of these in parallel. In conclusion, this unit nails the basics that matter to me: dependable starts, clean power for electronics, real-world quiet, and a carry weight that doesn't make me dread moving it. I wish the oil fill were friendlier, and I'm mindful of potential inverter board stories, but the safety features, runtime at light loads, and overall usability make it easy to recommend for its niche. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the AIVOLT 1600W Super Quiet Inverter Generator.